This is part of their religion.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it before. The left, they are obsessed with bodily fluids, blood, semen, saliva, vaginal fluids. They are obsessed with death and destruction. They are obsessed with perverting anything and everything. If you are the pedophilia, the homosexuality, this is what they believe. They are true to their religion.
The Paris Olympics, which is still going on, opening ceremony is facing intense backlash for mocking the Last Supper and other provocative performances. It has effectively scrubbed. It has been effectively scrubbed off of the internet. The official YouTube channel of the Olympics and news channels all decided that basically this thing needs to be gone forever. So even on YouTube, if you use part of the footage, many times you'll get a copyright strike, and they have scrubbed it from the actual Olympics channel. It's pretty weird. It's very, very weird. Began with a gruesome shot of Marie Antoinette holding her decapitated head. So again, reminder, this is the Olympics. I don't understand how this would even... I don't understand why this plays. I really don't get it. But this is what they started out with. Then we have here, again, this whole blood coming from the building here is weird. It's again symbolizing this death.
I can sort of get the Marie Antoinette.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it's part of French history, and it's also like they're killing the royalty, they're killing the colonialism, so they're proud of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so from here they went into sexuality. So it's really bizarre. They found it in this bizarre scene at the National Library. They have this book. It's called Diable à Coeur. It is about a married woman having an affair with a 15-year-old boy while her husband is out at war. So this was part of the ceremony as well. I don't understand why. From here, it gets even really...
You understand why.
Yeah, I mean, this was part of it as well. So you got two men and a woman engaged in flirtatious behavior as they read this book about sexuality. It's weird.
This is nothing short except their examples of their own ideology. This is part of their religion. Mm-hmm. I've said it before. The left, they are obsessed with bodily fluids, blood, semen, saliva, vaginal fluids. They are obsessed with death and destruction. They are obsessed with perverting anything and everything. If you are the pedophilia, the homosexuality, this is what they believe. They are true to their religion. No way in the world would somebody convince me that the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, they knew this was going to take place because those people have to rehearse. They have to show up and they do some kind of choreography, rehearsal, or whatever in advance. They knew this. This was, not only was it a mockery against Christianity in the Last Supper, but this is their religion. They want the world to know. This is their way of spreading their religion. So I don't know why we keep saying we're surprised. They are obsessed. This is what they want to spread. And they are doing a damn good job of it.
Yeah, right here. So the viewers were treated to a bisexual threesome scene. Again, this is not some movie theater. This is all part of the Olympics opening ceremony. Then we get to this part, which has got most of the viewer, the outrage. So there, here, as in every occult elite display, there needs to be an outright salute to Satan. So here you have it where they had some type of, they accomplished by turning the opening ceremonies into a black mass where Christianity was openly desecrated. See here, French DJ Barbara Butch plays the role of Jesus Christ, complete with a halo, and is surrounded by drag queens in a scene mocking the Last Supper. Faced with backlash, the media attempted to gaslight people and claimed the scene was inspired by a painting called Feast of the Gods, but that's a lie. And they came out and said it was a lie. One of the organizers said this was actually the Last Supper was the inspiration for this whole weird stuff.
I don't even see why they took it down myself. I mean, why? I don't agree with it. I think it's perversion, absolutely. But why take it down? I mean, you wanted everyone to see your artistic, abilities and choreography. Why take it down? Why?
Yeah. And again, it's a fashion show featuring a bearded drag queen who tramples on the Last Supper table. He's actually standing on the table. This is weird.
This is paganism. This is Bacchus.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is paganism. Paganism.
I mean, this man is supposedly representing Dionysus, the Greek god of winemaking.
Oh, is it Dionysus or Bacchus?
That's supposed to be Dionysus. Yeah. I mean, it's nothing new under the sun. It is weird. It's perversion. It's nothing new.
It's the same. Dionysus and Bacchus are one and the same, actually.
Okay.
In Roman culture,
one is Roman, one is Greek.
Also known as Bacchus.
I mean, and this is, they have the same, well, I'm not going to say that, but it has kind of the same storyline as the Last Supper. So they're trying to justify it by saying it's not really Christian. This is based on Dionysus and Greek and all of that. So
no,
this is their religion.
Dionysus is often included in rituals involving sacrifice of goats or bulls. And at least some participants and dancers wore wooden masks associated with the god. So in
pagan religion.
Right. It's a ritual. It represents the opposite of Jesus Christ. And that's why they have him lying on the table looking sleazy and lustful. Again, if you look into Satanism, occult, it's always the inverse of Christianity or God. I should say God. It's the inverse of it because it's actually a perversion of all this. So that's why you have these drag queens. You have the same sex. It's all a perversion of God's ornate plan or divine plan for humanity. It's crazy. It is. And then it gets worse. So they have this little girl. She's there dancing with a bunch of these sweaty degenerates. And she's there. They have her there dancing. And here she is again. Some man is holding her dancing among all these.
There you go with the perversion of the children.
Yep. So this is what we're looking at. This is what they want us to become. This is where we're headed. You had I saw people on my social media, some so-called Christians saying it was no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was, what's the big deal? What's all the hoopla? What's all the issues for it? Final thoughts on this, ladies?
I think whether or not you're a Christian, it's even Christians to some degree, I guess I would say, respect, if you will, other religions. They could not do this. They would not have done this if it was something dealing with Islam or Muslim faiths. Because you know why? They would have been talking about Marie Antoinette. Mm-hmm. Their heads would have been off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad Russia is not participating. They were not, they're not included in this Olympics. And, I'm not watching it. And
I haven't watched it either.
Yeah, it's just such a disgrace. And they just showed the worst side of their culture. If it's French, because in Olympics, you're supposed to show your culture. And they showed the worst of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, we're talking about good and evil here, because at this point, it's in your faces that they don't care what you think about evil, because evil is doing what they want to do. And the good, or the Christians here, I'm blaming y'all, because y'all are the ones who are letting this slide. And y'all are the ones who are just sitting here talking about it, but ain't nobody doing nothing but talking. And so I'm going to blame y'all. This is the way of the world. And this is why it's acceptable. Yeah, they took it down, but this is what they have in their spirits, and it's becoming acceptable. Well, it is acceptable.
That's a good point, because I've heard that the Pope, the Catholic Pope, has not commented yet on this opening ceremony, and it's happening right there, in Europe. He hasn't said anything about it. It was the Turkish president that called on the Pope to comment. So it's amazing that we need to have a Muslim president reacting and saying, this is ridiculous, that this is a mockery, that this is so insulting, and the Christians themselves are being very quiet.
The Vatican is in bed with them. The Vatican.
And I mean, I'm not a fan of Andrew Tate, but even he said basically the same thing that you're saying, T.
Yeah, the Vatican is in bed with them, so they're not going to say anything because they're the ones that are doing this stuff.
Well, we know, I mean, those who are Bible believers know that this is end times. This is Bible talks about this. It's going to be a remnant, as we get closer and closer to the end days. People, the world will become more wicked. Righteous people will become lesser and less. This is why we do what we do here. Not just about, Bible believing and faith-based, but just in general conservative values. We push on this channel. We stand up and we talk about it. We push it within our communities, and we have to continue to. This is why we ask you guys, if you haven't subscribed, if you agree with what we're saying, and you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. Your super chats go a long way in helping us push out this conservative content. We all must understand that there is only going to be a remnant left. So if you find channels like ours, if you find groups, communities like ours, we have to support one another, because we are the last.